Hey guys, hope you're all having a great weekend. This is our weekly watch list video. Hi, and a few stocks we are watching. Enjoy. All right, so getting things started. Interesting week here from the perspective of what happened, and I do think, honestly, this could signal a pullback here in the market. So let's take a broader term look at QQQ and what happened down in this area down here. If you guys will recall, what marked the exact bottom on QQQ was when we got an inflation print that came in way hotter than expected, so way higher than expected, which is what was causing this sell-off. But then all of a sudden we put in a big bounce move right here, and that marked the exact bottom of the market. Now, why does that make a difference? We just did the exact opposite. We just got inflation, so I'll just use INF for short, that came in lower than expected, which the market's looking for, right? And you'd think the market would push higher. Well, in fact, it didn't. So this is a complete change of character right here, and this is a red flag. We had CPI coming in lower than expected, which the market has been absolutely loving, predicting, and wanting. And then you get that, and it's more of like a sell the news event, and the market just sold off of it. So that is very concerning and definitely a shift of structure. I do think this shift of structure can see us pull back some here on this move. Now, from a daily perspective, we are setting up for a 1, 2, 3 to the downside. So anything below 492.51, we have room to fill down into 483.34, which simply would, let's go here, it'd simply be a bar that looks similar to this. So it'd be that 1, 2, 3 to the downside. For me, longs are off the table unless we get back over 498.73, which would then make this the higher low. And then the failed breakdown that traps shorts, where people are thinking to go short, traps them over this, and then we get that bullish momentum to the upside. That's really the only long move, but definitely a fundamental shift here to keep on watch for QQQ. Tesla, excellent move here on Friday for the entire team. One thing I want to know, when are the earnings? Okay, thank goodness they aren't next week. I was going to say, if they're next week, I'm not going to be trading this at all. But this is a potential daily higher low. So we get this move higher. This has been the strongest mega cap name we have had lately. It just continues to push higher. Now we're coming down, and I'm watching this to be that higher low for then a retest back up into here. So for me, on Monday, anything over 250.95, I am eyeing long in this prior day high for this daily buy for a move back up into this area. Do I think it will happen the first day? Probably not. But this is looking very, very strong. And if we hold 250.95, I really, really like this move to the upside here on that daily higher low move that has a lot of room higher. It's also a weekly. If you look at this one, so this is a 1, pause, and then 3 would be that continuation, which ideally we open right around 250.95 and get bullish momentum up into these higher targets up here, and definitely breaking out here on the weekly. Aapl, another one. This one is so strong. It just continues to run. But what I'm watching here, so we're setting up a 3-bar play on the 4-hour, and we put in that higher low here where we gapped up on Friday, held some nice strength. For me, I'm watching that this bar failed to break down. So the fact that we tried to break down and we couldn't, that's a pretty bullish sign. So for me, 232.27 is the line in the sand. Anything over that, eyeing longs here with that upside move potential. And then AMD, this one is really trying to set up, and we're forming this daily flag pattern here. So if we get over 186.70, that's my main watch. If we're below that, not keeping this on watch at all. What I do think can happen above 186.70 is put in a nice bullish bar that can at least retest some of this structure over here that we got in this area right here, roughly around 194. So breaks out of this pennant or this flag pattern, really eyeing this bullish momentum here to the upside. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thank you guys so much, and I wish you all a great week.